Good morning, everyone. I am State Representative Rose Sweeney, the representative for the 16th House District and the western portion of Cuyahoga County. I am so grateful to County Executive Ronayne for doing everything within his power to get help for the residents of our county. I know that there is not one elected official at any level that has not heard directly from the people that they represent about how terrified they are about their ability to pay for these likely unprecedented increases in their property taxes, who have looked at the people that they represent who said, I'm afraid that I'm going to be taxed out of our home because of the government. While it's exemplary what the county is doing, it shouldn't have to be that way. Let me be crystal clear. Not only is the property crisis we are facing a direct result of the legislature's failure to act, it is also the direct result of the legislature's intentional policy platform to shift the burden of property taxes to working families, to middle-class Ohioans, and to our senior citizens. As Ohio lawmakers who are solely responsible for creating the Ohio tax system, we in Cuyahoga County lawmakers have been fighting to lower your property taxes and create a more fair system that doesn't constantly rely on property tax owners to pick up the tab. We're here today to call on state leaders in Columbus to get serious about actually helping the people that we represent. Now, it's important to understand why this is a problem. People's taxes are going up because their home values are increasing. However, because your home value increases does not mean that Ohioans all of a sudden have more money in their pockets. Ohio's tax system should ask people to pay their fair share, but it shouldn't arbitrarily overburden them because of the whims of the housing market. At the end of the day, high property taxes are a choice. It is a choice that the state it's a choice to eliminate the state rollbacks that used to pay for a portion of our local property taxes. It's a choice to not pay its fair share of our local schools, meaning most of our local schools are forced to go to the ballot, increasing our local taxes. It's a choice for the state to create loopholes so that those who can afford expensive lawyers can get out of paying taxes, while we know that the everyday Ohioan is absolutely not afforded that same luxury. And it is absolutely a choice to do nothing about it. A choice that the majority party in Columbus that has had control for more than a decade has decided. Instead of prioritizing long overdue property taxes in this last budget, which as the ranking member of the Finance Committee, we offered homestead exemption, we offered property tax reliefs at every turn and was denied. Instead, Columbus decided to meddle in our income taxes that left most Ohioans with no change at all, or a change you could barely see, and even some of our lowest income residents saw an increase in their income taxes. With that decision that has possibly jeopardized our state revenues, could have doubled our property tax that we offer today. Do not let any politician look at you in the eye and say that we do not have the money to pay for property tax relief at the state. The so-called solutions that have seen any traction in Columbus have only given us a false choice. And that choice is, Columbus is saying, if you want property tax relief, that might jeopardize the teachers in your school district or school programs. If you want property tax relief, that could come at feeling safe in your community because your local levies for your first responders are going to give your city less. If you want property tax relief, it will mean more levies on your ballot. And if your community approves them, it means your taxes will overall increase. I want to be very clear, that is a false choice. We have the money to pay at the state for property tax relief now. We can expand the homestead exemption, we can freeze property taxes for our seniors, and we can offer circuit breakers to get Ohioans relief now, while we work on a long-term solution to clean up the mess that is our property tax system. And all of this does not have to come at the expense of our first responders, of our schools, or our parks. This shouldn't be a Democrat versus Republican debate. There are red states that have these exact same proposals that haven't voted for a Democrat in over a decade. Each of these proposals, each one of them, that would have real relief for Ohioans would cost less than 1% of the overall state's budget. In a state that passed a $90 billion of hard-working Ohioans' money, it's a drop in the bucket. If other states can figure it out, so surely can Ohio too. And it is a choice Ohio is going to make if we do nothing. It doesn't have to be this way. It is possible to still get something done before these increases come into effect, and that is what we're doing here today. We actually have good partners in the legislature, and each one of the proposals I have mentioned actually have a Republican, a bipartisan support on that. The problem is we don't have enough. I've seen us pass bills in the middle of the night with no debate. I watched as our governor has called us into special elections for much less. It is time for the state legislature to actually do its job and help Ohioans now. And with that, I pass it over to my colleague, Representative Phil Robinson.